Check this out, Tawharanui. If you've never been here before, then you're missing out. But for those of you who have, you will know how amazing it is. What you may not know though, is that right here off the main bays provides some pretty awesome snorkeling, where you can see for yourself the results of this marine reserve.
Actually at the car park here, Tawharanui Marine Reserve, on the northern side of Tawharanui Regional Park, which is all this green area on the map here. The reserve is this area in pale blue on the northern side only.
Quite often we just come to the beach and sit along the sand dunes, and a lot of people sunbathe, but not many people physically get into the water, really either wear a surf skin or a diving wetsuit, put some fins on and a mask and snorkel, and actually dive under the water and just have the sense of calm and peacefulness, but then seeing the marine life going about its business around you, it's amazing.
90% of the people come to the beach and they just go whack onto the beach and then go away at the end of the day, and then you got your 10% walking around. There was times when I'd see 1,000 people on the beach, but I'd go out onto the rest of the park and there'd be nobody else.
This particular reserve hasn't been well publicised, so there's quite a lot of people do know about it, but it doesn't seem to be known as a snorkeling area, not like Goat Island does.
Let's do this, boys.
You get your marine dolphins as well, coastal dolphins.
I don't know, I've lost count of how many pods of dolphin, but it doesn't matter how many times you see dolphins. Every time you see a dolphin, it's that well. We're here above Phoenix Reef. The car park is 150 metres over that way. We come down the beach and we should get in the water just down where the waves are breaking down here. Swim out along the edge of the reef in that direction, probably 150 metres or so.
So when you go to Tawharanui, make sure that you always snorkel with a dive buddy. And check the weather conditions first, because it can get nasty on that northern exposed coast. It's always good to wear a wetsuit as well, to keep yourself warm and buoyant.
I mean, if you think back to how New Zealand was before humans really arrived, a lot of species that had no natural predators. I mean, it's a different case out in the marine environment, but they weren't afraid of humans. So, I mean, in a protected environment, I wouldn't be afraid either to come and have a look around, see who the newcomers are to the area.
They're quite a big, good size fish. They're quite friendly. They'll come around. They're quite inquisitive. They actually hang around you.
The snapper will come around. If you dive down and look under rocks, you're pretty likely to see crayfish. There's often eagle rays sitting around on the sand. All these neat things that you won't see if you just go outside the reserve and dive anywhere.
Over the last 30 odd years and in other marine reserves, you definitely notice an increase in species numbers and just the diversity as well.
There's kelp forest all over the rocks, all through the reserve now, whereas you go a little bit outside and it's kinna barrens because there's not enough fish there to keep the kinna in check. Inside the reserve, there's thousands of crayfish and thousands of snapper which eat the kinna and allows the kelp to come back and all the biodiversity that's associated with the kelp forest.
Get in amongst it, actually get into the water, get wet, feel the cold water around you and just get in there and experience it.
Go to the rock pools on flat rock, put your head under, put your mask on, and get your head under and just have a look at the rock pools. There's a lot going on.
Little kids always love sea anemones, putting their little finger in the tentacles and feeling it close on the fingers. So fantastic opportunity and area where they can learn about our environment, learn to appreciate the marine species and the interactions between the environment.
How does the open sanctuary terrestrial environment work in conjunction with the marine reserve?
It's a whole of ecosystem approach. You really need to look at the other interacting factors. I mean, you need to have your terrestrial components, so the land-based protection areas, in conjunction with mangroves and the coastal vegetation, and then moving down to the marine environment. So you've got a nice sequence of habitats, starting from your land, coastal fringe into your marine and coastal. And it's a place where people can see all these factors interacting together and maybe starting to see a little bit of how New Zealand once was, or at least the efforts of community groups like TOSI and the efforts they're putting in to protect these environments.
We're very much keen on trying to integrate the marine aspects of the environment here with the terrestrial aspects of the environment. So one of the projects that we worked on today was shifting some nest boxes out there for petrels. And the idea is that if we can encourage petrels to nest on the peninsula here, they can start bringing in nutrients from the sea, depositing guano, and that'll help that the coastal trees and coastal forests to re-establish, and we get that proper nutrient cycling that's working through. So having a really healthy marine environment helps to contribute to a really healthy terrestrial environment as well.
But it's a matter of moving forward. How can we protect these sites for future generations? What can we do now to promote and enhance the wildlife and provide areas for them to flourish?
He wha tawhara ke uta, he kiko tamari ki tai. The flowering bracts of keke in the land, the flesh of the snapper in the sea. A place where all elements of nature can become one. It's Tawharanui.